So this 6-week series, I'm going to sort of start off very simple with just the basics of Vinyasa, and then each week we'll progress a little bit further into some more advanced postures and have a lot of fun and sweat and fall over and get messy, but really just to get your body moving, get your breath moving, and get out of your head. So to get started, I'll have you guys just come down into child's pose. And I will be demoing most of the class, but I said this in my email. I want you guys to be able to hear me through grounding and savasana, so I'll just stay seated for that portion of class. Go ahead and come down into child's pose. Take your big toes together, knees as wide as your mat, hands as wide as your shoulders. Stretch your fingertips toward the top of your space. Bring your forehead to the floor and give it a rock from side to side, massaging out that space in between the eyebrows. And let your hips be heavy against your heels. And then right away start to drop into your breath. Deep inhales and exhales in and out through the nose. Feel the rib cage expand. Feel the breath flow around the back side of the body, around the spine, the hips, and every exhale, sink a little deeper into the floor. Letting go of a little bit more tension on every breath out. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. Keep your hips rooted to your heels. Just take both hands over to the right. So creating a stretch down the left side of the torso, all the way from your left pinky finger to your left hip crease. Get as long as you can. Big breath into the left lung. Deep breath out. Make your way through center. Take it to the other side. Hands to the left. Hips against the heels. Deep stretch down the right side of the torso. Deep breath into the right side of the rib cage. And come back through center, child's pose. We'll get into the shoulders just a little bit here. Bring your hands together in prayer, and then bring your prayer to the back of your neck so that your elbows are pointed out in front of you. You'll stretch the triceps underneath the armpits, the shoulders a little bit. Melt the chest down toward the floor. I call this baby hedgehog pose. Your fingers look like little quills. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then reach your hands back out in front of you, child's pose. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips, find downward facing dog. For this first down dog, create a little movement here, pedaling the feet, bending the knees one at a time, sway the hips from side to side. Getting all the pops and the creaks out. I know I've got a lot of them. You might shift back and forth from plank and then back into down dog, just to warm up the shoulders. Weaving in the breath, so still maintaining those deep inhales and exhales in and out through the nose. Maybe they're so loud you can barely hear me. And then settle into stillness, bending the knees slightly, melt the heels down toward the floor. Spread your fingers really wide, pressing down through all 10 fingertips and knuckles. A little less weight in the palms, or in the wrists rather. Melt the heels down toward the floor. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And then walk your feet up to your hands, keeping your knees bent. Rest your belly and your chest on your thighs. Grab opposite elbows and just sway from side to side. Shake your head yes and no. Let the head be really heavy. Again, keeping those knees soft, spread your toes really wide, rooting down through the feet. Tilting the hips up toward the ceiling. You might rock back and forth from your toes to your heels, from left to right. And then release the bind on your arms. Just let your hands kind of be dead weight down toward the floor. Start to stack your vertebrae one at a time, coming all the way up to stand. Your chin is the last thing to lift. Once you reach the top, inhale the arms out and up. Press the palms together, bring your thumbs to your heart and close your eyes. Settling here. Rooting down through your feet, soften your knees just so we're not locking them out. Rock the tailbone down toward the heels, engaging the low belly just to support the low back. Drop your shoulders down your back. Soften the muscles of your face. Reach to the crown of your head, standing tall, standing strong. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it out. One more deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Open the eyes, inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, swan dive over your legs, bend your knees, forward fold. Halfway lift your chest, hands to shins, tabletop the spine. Exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, rise all the way to stand, reach up, look up. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Halfway lift and lengthen, flatten the spine. Exhale to fold. One more time, reach out and up, big breath in. Hands to your heart, breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, bend your knees. Halfway lift your chest, get some length in the spine. Palm the mat, step back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Yep, and then just hold here for about 10 minutes. I'm just kidding. Spread your fingers really wide, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Push your heels back towards the back of your mat. Engage your quads to lift your kneecaps. Soften your shoulders in the back of your neck. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. One more big inhale. As you exhale, come all the way down to your belly. On an inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest, baby cobra. Hug your elbows in towards your ribs. Long neck, crown of the head reaches forward, so you're just looking straight down at the floor. Press into all 10 toenails, grounding down to the tops of your feet. One more big breath in, lift up a little bit higher, engaging the backside of the core. And then as you exhale, press back to child's pose. And then tuck your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. We'll start to move through a few sun A's here. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, hop or step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, dive over your legs, bend your knees. Halfway lift and lengthen, hands to shins. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Breathe in here. As you exhale, bend your elbows halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, open through the heart. Roll over your toes, exhale, down dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward. Bend your knees, hop or step, top of the mat. Halfway lift and lengthen when you get there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach high to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, dive over your legs. Halfway lift and lengthen. Plant the hands, step or jump back, lower down through chaturanga on your exhale, using the entire breath out to come down. Inhale, open, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. One more time, lift your heels, look forward. Bend your knees, hop or step, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to the mat, step back, plank pose. Exhale to lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Down dog, exhale, settle here. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Melt the heels, soften the knees, press through your finger pads. Just notice how you feel. Lengthen the back of your neck. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, hop or step, top of the mat. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, chair pose, drop your seat, lift your heart, lift your arms, biceps by your ears. On your exhale, sink a little lower into your seat. So there's a little bit more weight in your heels here. And I've got my feet about hips width apart. You might have your feet together so you can squeeze the knees together. I just feel a little bit more comfortable with more space in between my hips. Take a full breath in, look up. Exhale, sit a little deeper. One more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Travel back, plank pose, or right into chaturanga, lowering down on your breath out. Inhale to open the heart, up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Big breath in. Settle, breathe out. Lift your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Take little circles with your foot, your ankle, maybe big circles with the knee to open up that hip. And then re-extend that right leg straight back behind you, flex your toes. On an exhale, bring your knee to your nose, cheetah. Inhale, lift it high, three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, inhale, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose and hold. Breathe in, breathe out. One more, inhale, still holding. Step the right foot forward, plant the back foot for warrior one. On your next inhale, rise up. Lovely. Deep into that right knee, press to the outer edge of your left foot. Lift your heart, lift your gaze high toward the ceiling. Hands as wide as your shoulders, soften the back of your neck. Breathe. Deep inhale. Sink a little deeper, exhale. One more breath in. On your breath out, open up warrior two. A little bit wider stance. Fingertips reaching in opposite directions to open up across the chest. Right knees trending towards that right pinky toe just to open up through the inner thigh and the groin. On an inhale, peaceful warrior, reach up and back with that right hand. And then exhale, cartwheel the left hand to the mat. We're going to move into a modified side plank. So we're going to spin all 10 toes over to the right and then reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. So this right foot's still on the ground, supporting the body. Reaching that bottom hip up toward the ceiling. Right arm reaches up and over your head. Find some additional length down the right side of your torso. One more inhale. And then both hands come back down to the floor. Step back to plank pose. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. A few breaths here just to rinse it out. Big inhales through the nose. Exhales through the mouth. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Left leg reaches high to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Finding those same little wiggles on this side. So rolling out the ankle, maybe finding big circles with the knee. And then bring that leg straight back behind you, 3-point. On your exhale, bring your knee to your nose, cheetah. Inhale, 3-point, reach it back behind you. Exhale, cheetah. One more time, lift and lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose and hold. Pressing the floor away, round your shoulders, breathe here. Ooh, that core work. And then step your foot in between your hands. Ground through your back foot, set up your warrior one legs, and then on your inhale, warrior one arms. Biceps by the ears. Hips facing towards the front of your mat. They're not going to be perfectly square, but that's the intention. Lifting through your heart, breathe in. Settle into that front knee, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. One more time, breathe in. As you breathe out, open up warrior two. Widening the stance just a little bit, fingertips reaching out to open across the chest. Left knee pulling towards the left pinky toe. Next, inhale, peaceful warrior, reach up and back. As you exhale, cartwheel the right hand to the mat, finding that modified side plank. Right, so left knee is kind of pulling away from the foot. So you should feel a little bit of an IT band stretch here. And then inhale the left arm up and over your head. One more inhale. Oh, this is tough. Exhale, chaturanga, both hands to the mat. Step that left foot back, lower down on your exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. At the bottom of your exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale and fold. Chair pose, drop your seat, lift your heart, lift your arms. You got it. Bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to twist over to the right. So you can stay in this open twist if this feels more accessible. There's plenty of work right here. Or you can take your prayer, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, twist and look over the right shoulder. So in either variation, you're looking back over your right shoulder. This one's just a little bit deeper. One more inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come through center, stay low in the hips. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. Same options here, open twist or prayer twist, right elbow to left thigh. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. Inhale through center, chair pose. Sit a little bit deeper, exhale. Forward fold, stretch it out. Heel to your feet almost as wide as your mat. Bend your knees, grab opposite elbows, take a sway from side to side. I'm sweating already, y'all. And I'm out of breath if you can't tell. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. And release your grip. Bring your feet a little bit closer together so that they're right underneath the hips. Grab a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. Halfway lift your chest, lengthen, and then exhale, forward fold. Elbows come out wide, drop your head and neck. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Release your toes. You're going to bend your knees, bring your left hand underneath your face. Bring your right hand straight up toward the ceiling, find a twist. A little bit of a bend in that left knee. And then straightening the right leg, you'll find that stretch down the IT band on the right side. Breathe in, breathe out. And then we'll switch sides. Right hand under the face. Left hand reaches for the ceiling, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Pulling that left hip towards the back of your mat. Find that IT band stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Come back through center, forward fold. Chair pose. Surprise! Drop your seat, lift your heart, biceps by your ears, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Plant your hands, step or jump back, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip. Square off through the hips, reach the right foot back behind you, flex your toes. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Again, inhale, lift it up and back to your right elbow, exhale. Again, inhale, lift. Right elbow, breathe out. Knee to nose, rise up, warrior two. So we'll windmill right open into two. Beautiful, inhale, peaceful warrior. Cartwheel the left hand to the mat. We'll find that modified side plank. Right hand rises. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the right hand back down to the floor. So you're in this low lunge position. And then you'll straighten through your right leg, drop over your right shin. My earpiece. Inhale, halfway lift your chest. And exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shift forward into that low lunge position. We'll just find a twist from here. So left hand stays down, right hand reaches for the ceiling. Deep bend to that right knee. Press the back of your left thigh up toward the ceiling. Reaching through the left heel, opening across the chest. Bring your right hand back down to the floor. Sweep your right leg up and back behind you. Open up through your hip. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale that right leg to straight. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Rise up. High lunge. So a lot like warrior one, except that back heel is lifted. It's a little bit easier to square off through the hips. Deep bend to the right knee. Soft bend to the left knee. Look up. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in, reach up. As you exhale, you're going to swing your arms back behind you. Find airplane arms and then shift forward into that right foot. Find airplane legs, reaching the left leg back behind you. Capital T shape with the body. Soft bend to the right knee. Deep breath in. As you exhale, big step back, coming back into high lunge, arms lift. Inhale here. Hands to the mat, flow back to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. You can always skip your chaturanga if your shoulders are really tired. I do that a lot. Once you get to down dog, breathe in and breathe out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Left leg rises, bend your knee, open up your hip. Bring that leg back to straight, flex the toes. As you exhale, bring left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift it back. Exhale, left elbow. One more time, lift. Left elbow, hold here. Bring your knee to your nose. Step it through. Plant the back foot, windmill open, warrior two. Inhale for peaceful. Cartwheel the right hand down to the floor. Find that modified side plank. And then bring the right hand back down, or left hand back down to the floor. Find that low lunge position. And then straighten your left leg out over your left shin. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bow. Deep breath. One more, inhale. And exhale. Rebend into that left knee. Find that low lunge and then we'll twist it out. Right hand down, left hand to the ceiling. Pressing the back of the right thigh up towards the ceiling. Reach to the right heel, open across the chest. One more, inhale. As you exhale, bring your left hand back down. Sweep your left foot up and back behind you. Three-legged dog, bend your knee, open your hip. Level off through the hips, straighten that left leg. As you exhale, bring knee to nose, step it through. Set your feet for your high lunge, and then as you inhale, reach the arms up. You got it. I'm really wobbly on this left side, so it's totally okay if you fall down. Breathe in. Sink a little deeper, breathe out. Inhale, open through the chest. As you exhale, you'll swing those arms back behind you, find your airplane in your upper body, and then launch forward onto that left foot, hover the right leg, find that capital T shape. Squeezing the triceps, engaging the backside of the body, keep your heart lifted. Deep breath in. As you exhale, big step back with the right foot, back into your high lunge. Whoa. And then you'll exhale, bring both hands down to the floor, step back, go through chaturanga or skip it. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward, bend your knees, bottom of your exhale, top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in, fold and breathe out. Heel toe your feet, hips width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Bend your knees, rest your belly on your thighs, slide your hands under your feet for gorilla pose. The soles of the feet, palms of the hands are touching, back of the hands are on the floor. Shift a little bit more weight into your toes, drop your head and neck. Elbows come out wide. Deep breath into the back side of the body. Tilting the hips up toward the ceiling. And gently release your hands. Bring your feet a little closer together, sink down into your hips, chair pose, because I know you love it so much. Bring your hands to your heart. This time we'll twist left, open twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist left. Last time through center. Exhale, right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift and lengthen. Step back, lower down through chaturanga, or skip your vinyasa and meet us in downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up toward the ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap your left elbow across your body. Inhale, lift. Tap your right elbow. Last time, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior, straighten through your right leg. Find triangle pose, reaching as far as you can towards the front of the mat. Right hand will drop down towards the floor, left hand to the ceiling. Every inhale, lengthening to the crown of your head. Every exhale, twisting open toward the ceiling. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Press down through your feet, come all the way up to stand. Hands to your hips. Pivot all 10 toes to face the same direction. Open up through your heart, and then on an exhale, bow in between your legs, wide-legged forward fold. Bend your knees slightly and shift a little bit more weight into your toes so there's less weight in the heels. You might be able to bring the crown of your head to the floor. I'm vertically challenged, so the floor is really close for me. For some of you, your legs are much longer, so it might be a little bit more difficult. And inhales to lengthen. Exhales to fold a little deeper. And then walk your hands out underneath your shoulders, tabletop your spine. And you're going to pivot around, point all 10 toes toward the front of your mat this time, bowing over that right shin in pyramid pose. So pulling that right hip back, left hip forward and down, equal weight in both feet. Inhales to reach through the heart. Exhales to bring the forehead a little closer to the shin. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then just for transition, we'll come into a standing split, which is kind of a deceptive name because it's going to look more like an L, an upside down L. But bringing that left foot toward the ceiling, reaching through that left heel, flex the toes straight down towards the floor and bring your nose a little closer to your right shin. You might be able to grab a hold of that right ankle with one or both hands. And no prize if you do, no prize if you don't. Just another way to challenge your balance. And then exhale, bring both feet together, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, fold back down. Halfway lift and lengthen. Vinyasa, back to down dog. Last side, and then we'll hit the floor and stretch it out. Left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it back. Cross your body, tap your right elbow. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, tap your left elbow. Last time, lift. Knee to nose. Rise up, warrior one. Exhale, open warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Straighten into that left leg. Setting up your triangle, reach as far forward as you can. Then drop your right hand down, right hand reaches for the ceiling. Deep breaths, in and out through the nose. Soften your neck and the muscles of your face. One more big inhale. Big exhale. Press down through your feet, come all the way up to stand. This time you're going to pivot your toes out and your heels in. Bring your hands to your hips. Drop down into goddess pose, which is just a fancy name for a squat. Deep breath in. Sit a little lower. Bring your hands to heart center. Press the palms together to open the chest and bring the shoulder blades together on the back. Deep inhale. Exhale, sit lower. One more breath in. Breathe out, sit low. Inhale. Toes in, heels out, wide-legged forward fold. Stretch that out. Inhales to lengthen. Shifting the weight into the toes and exhales, fold deeper. And walk the hands out underneath the shoulders. Tabletop the spine. And then start to pivot all 10 toes towards the front of the mat, walking around into your pyramid posture. So leveling off through the hips as much as you can. You might be able to reach back and just place a hand on your low back and see if one hip is kind of ahead of the other. And then just adjusting from there. As long as you're feeling a stretch somewhere, you're not doing it wrong. But just being mindful of what muscles are engaged, what muscles are stretching, and which ones are relaxed. Inhale, lift through your heart. Exhale, bow over that left shin. And from here, we'll transition through standing split. So reaching that right heel up toward the sky. Flex the toes straight down towards the floor. You might challenge yourself with that supreme balance, wrapping one or both hands around the left ankle, or not. And then as you exhale, bring both feet together, forward fold, top of the mat. Big inhale, halfway lift the chest. Big exhale, fold back down. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And then we'll end on a yes. End on a good note. Yeah. Heel to your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Toes out, heels in. Drop down into a yogi squat. Palms at heart center, elbows to the inner thighs or the inner knees. Stretching through the inner thighs and the groin. Sit up really tall. We have this tendency to sort of turtle across the chest and collapse across the collarbones. Really opening up through the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together on the back. If you can, close your eyes. Slow down the breath. Slow down the heartbeat. Slow down the mind. Notice what you feel. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And let the eyes open. We're going to gracefully come out of this by coming onto your butt. Boat pose, because I'm not going to let you out of here without doing some core. Rock back onto your seat. Lift your shins parallel to the floor. Flex your toes. Squeeze your legs together. I've got my hands behind my thighs because my core hasn't quite strengthened back up to pre-pregnancy strength. So I need a little bit more support. You're welcome to do the same. You want a little bit more of a challenge, you can straighten the legs up toward the ceiling. Maybe even release your thighs, reach your fingertips forward or up over your head. I'm not quite there yet, but a couple ways to challenge yourself. Breathing here. Hug the low belly in and up. Strong breath, stay open across the heart. 2 more breaths. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big finish. Breathe in. And exhale, knees to chest. Rock back onto your back. And I'm going to flip around just so my headset doesn't disconnect from my computer and you can hear me. But you're just flat on your back. Bring your heels in toward your seat, setting up for a bridge pose. Wiggle the shoulder blades together underneath the heart. Bring your hands by your hips, palms down. And then your heels are just right under your butt cheeks, so you should almost be able to graze your heels with your fingertips. Knees are stacked over the ankles. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Next, inhale, press down through your feet, lift your hips, bridge pose. Rotating the inner thighs toward each other, pressing into the inner arches of the feet. Engaging the backside of the body, so you should feel the glutes turn on. And the low back is supported. Take one more big inhale, lift through the hips. And exhale all the way back down. Sway the knees from side to side, release the low back. We'll do that 2 more times. So reset, bring your heels back underneath your knees, about hips width apart, palms by the hips, face down, and then as you inhale, lift the hips high toward the ceiling. Press through your feet. And the more you press into your feet, the more engagement you're going to feel in the legs and the seat. That's how you get that yoga booty, y'all. Take one more breath in, and then as you exhale, roll it back down, hips to the floor. Sway the knees from side to side. One more back bend. Reset your feet, your knees, your hands, and then as you inhale, lift your hips up toward the ceiling as high as you can get. And maybe you can wiggle the shoulder blades a little closer together and then clasp the hands underneath your seat, using your arms as leverage to lift up even higher. Opening across your chest. Deep breaths. Keep pressing into your feet. And then before you come down, release your hands if they're bound and roll it down from top to bottom on your breath out. Sway the knees. And then come back through center. You can walk your feet out a little bit so they're not right up underneath your butt. But then figure 4 your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your right toes. And then you're going to bring the whole shape in towards your belly. Just as far as you need to feel a stretch on that outer right hip. You're right here, this big, meaty, piriformis, the side booty muscle. I like to call it. But pulling the whole shape in towards the chest. So the closer your right shin is to your chest, the deeper the stretch is going to be. So you might be able to thread the needle and interlace your hands behind the back of your left thigh. If your hips feel really open, you can sort of forklift your shin into your elbows and bring it closer to your chest and bring your left foot back down to the floor. If you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Don't worry about it. Just stay where you are. Don't make it complicated. Breathe in. Breathe out. So you're going to keep this figure four shape, but you're going to bring your left foot back down to the floor. And then you're going to allow the whole shape to fall over to the left until the sole of your right foot is on the floor and the right knee is pointed straight up toward the ceiling. So a little bit of a twist here. You can take the arms out wide and then look over the right shoulder. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly unravel, bring the knees back through center. You're going to bring your knees and your thighs together and heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat until you feel some stretch down the IT band on both sides. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, relax into the floor. And slowly heel toe your feet back to parallel. We'll switch sides. So figure four, left ankle over right thigh. Flexing those left toes just to support the ankle joint and the knee joint. And one side might feel a little different from the other, and that's totally normal. My left hip is a little bit more tender. So mindfully start to bring that whole shape in towards your belly and just stopping where you feel that moment of sensation. Don't go any further, at least not yet. And you can interlace the hands behind the back of the right thigh or forklift the shin and your elbows, but if that's too deep, don't worry about it. Just focusing on that stretch in the left hip. Soften your shoulders and the back of your neck. Long, slow, steady breath. And with every exhale, maybe that left shin gets a little closer to your chest, even if it's just in your head. Keep that figure four shape. Just start to drop the right foot back down to the floor. And then keep the upper body exactly where it is. You're just going to let the legs fall over to the right until the sole of your left foot hits the floor and the knee is pointed straight up toward the ceiling. Bring both shoulder blades to the floor. Twist and look over your left shoulder. One more big breath in. Big breath out. And slowly come back through center. Uncross your legs, sway your knees from side to side. And hug your knees into your chest. Wrap yourself up into a tiny little ball. Bring your nose up in between your knees. Squeeze everything in. Take a huge breath of air. And then as you exhale, release everything down, coming down into your Shavasana. 45 minutes goes by real quick. So finding your comfortable shape on your back, limbs extended. Rock your head from side to side. Find that sweet spot right in the middle. Release your jaw. And no more breath control, but you're aware of it. how the inhale flows through the nose, fills up the belly, the ribs, and the chest, and then gently flows out of the nose, deflating the body, releasing any tension with it. Soften the muscles of your face. Let your limbs be heavy. And give the mind permission to wander, because it's going to do it anyway. Resistance will just make it that much more difficult to stay in the present moment. Notice what you feel. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it drop out. Another big inhale, fill up your belly, your rib cage, your chest. Open your mouth, let it all go. One more deep inhale, fill up. Deep exhale, let it go. You start to wiggle your hands and your feet, rock your head from side to side. Inviting little movements into the body until you find yourself in an upright position with your eyes closed. Taking as many steps as you need to get there. Just finding an easy seat, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Reaching the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. And bring your left hand over your heart, and then your right hand over your left. Just acknowledging your effort, your presence, your breath, your body. A moment of gratitude. The fact that you're here, right now, that you made space for you, made time for you. That's huge. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Bring your palms together, rest your thumbs against the center of your forehead, and curl the corners of your mouth up toward your ears in a tiny little smile. The light and love in me sees and honors the light and love in each of you. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Namaste.